So if you saw my last video, you know that I still have the cover to do of my art journal. And this has just got gesso over it. This is actually the journal. It's a Canson mixed media journal. So for the cover, I like to go more basic. So I was thinking about just using, as you can see, I use this a lot. This is just folk art, linen paint. I think it's $1 or $2. It's the cheap stuff, but I love this color, linen. I know I'm going to use this image to spray paint over, and I was going to do one girl, one art journal, so I'm just trying to think of like that will still make sure that it shows up. Goldens, the magenta. I still wanted to leave this area. I know. Hey, if all else fails, use your fingers. And I would not live without these on my desk. These are baby wipes. Just whatever baby wipes you want to grab. I use them for that. I use them to, as you can see, take away some of the paint. I kind of just wanted this linen to show up more. There. I love that you can see I hope you can see it through this video, but like it's like almost textured where the gesso is underneath. That's why I really put gesso on really sloppy underneath. Just because I like that it shows through. And I'm concerned just because I have my page all complete underneath. I always do my journal covers last. I'm mostly intimidated by the journal covers, so I kind of like that look. Can you see that? How I picked up the paint? That's again just a baby wipe. Okay. I didn't expect that effect. I'm just adding some just basic India ink. And I'm just using the dropper just to make it drip. And then, because I'm going to use black, just like that, to muddy it up. And I'll just use, I have just like some teal paint and some water in that. So that'll do what I'm just kind of looking for. Kind of wanted the brown underneath, but this works. Okay, I think I'm going to let it dry because I think I like that. So I will be back. Oh. It pretty much dried it, although ink takes longer to dry. And as you can see, these are the baby wipes I was using. I think they're kind of cool. You could use them in your page in different ways. So you could, in my future art journals, so I just set them aside. Okay, so I just had this vision in my mind of one girl, one art journal. And that's what I was going to title it. And I actually just cut this out of a magazine. As you can see, I've used her before. And she was actually too tall for the page, so I cut her legs off and then glued it back together again. So I don't know how it'll come out, if it'll look kind of funny or not. And I wasn't sure if I should like sort of have her walking off. I think that's good. I'm just going to use black, and this is all I do. And then I'm going to allow her to dry. I don't take her off until it's dry. I've done that before with my impatiens just because I'm so curious what it looked like. But then you're apt to just run into your paint. So I won't do that. And what I do is I stick it in the window actually to let it dry because the fumes can be kind of strong. So I will be back. Okay, now is always the hard part of what do I finish with? So I was thinking of writing one girl in India ink, and I just use this again, the dropper. I was thinking about writing that and then outlining it in white, and then maybe doing typewriting, one art journal. So we'll see. I'm just going to do this. And sometimes you just go back over. back over your letters. And this is by no means perfect. Okay, so I finished it up. What I did was, as you can remember, this was my spray paint area, and I let it dry, and I just ripped that figure right off. And I actually, when I say rip it off, I keep it intact because I'll use it again if I like it. The only thing I wasn't crazy about with this one is the hands. So that's why I actually put this over the hands. They look kind of funky. So I did the one girl, and what I did was I outlined it. I used, this is the yellow one, but I used the white one obviously for this one. It's the Sharpie poster paint pen, and what I did is I just went over it, and if there's like an area that's a little bit thicker, I try to use a little bit more like white over the black to hopefully blend it in more. This little square out of it's by Hambly. And what I did was, because the writing wouldn't work on the transparency, I took paper, I just put it right in my typewriter, and then I just put it underneath. I glued that on with the Yoo-Hoo glue stick. I was hoping I had. This stuff's the best stuff. If you like collaging on paper, I completely recommend it. This is all I use for glue. So staple it on. Staples didn't turn out so hot over here, so I just used this duct tape roll. And I just made an X with it. And this is, right here is lace that I put on there. I just wanted to make it look like, kind of like she had a skirt. And then writing says, one art journal. And then this is such cool fabric that I picked up at German Fabrics. It's all keys. And so I know I'll be using this a lot. And I just ripped off one key and glued it right there. And I used the Yoo-Hoo glue to put down fabric too. Works great. And then just outline the one girl, and that's it. That's my cover.